A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a move that has sparked outrage among healthcare professionals and educators, the UK government has announced pay increases for approximately 2 million public sector workers, including NHS staff and teachers. The increases, while slightly above inflation, have been met with significant backlash from unions who argue that they fall short of addressing years of pay erosion and could ultimately lead to strike actions. Health Secretary Wes Streeting and Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson announced that doctors and teachers will receive a 4% pay rise, while nurses and other NHS staff will see a 3.6% increase. Junior doctors, now referred to as resident doctors, are set to receive a more substantial 5.4% increase. The announcements come in the wake of inflation rising to 3.5% last month, prompting unions to express their dissatisfaction with the government's approach to public sector pay. The Royal College of Nursing (RCN) has been particularly vocal, with its leader, Professor Nicola Ranger, labeling the 3.6% increase as grotesque in comparison to the higher raises awarded to doctors. Ranger emphasized that this disparity reflects a continued undervaluation of nursing professionals and warned that further strikes could be on the horizon if the pay offer does not adequately address the erosion of nurses' salaries, which have declined in real terms by 25% since 2010. Meanwhile, the British Medical Association (BMA) has criticized the government's pay proposals for doctors as woefully inadequate, highlighting that doctors' pay remains around 25% lower than it was 16 years ago. The BMA has already initiated plans for a strike ballot, which could enable them to take action as early as July. Education unions, while acknowledging the announced pay rises, have raised concerns over the government's decision to require schools to partially fund the increases from their existing budgets. Daniel Cabetta, General Secretary of the National Education Union (NEU), described this as a false economy that could lead to cuts in essential school services and potentially trigger disputes with the government over funding. Schools will receive an additional £615 million to help cover the pay increases, but they are expected to find the remaining 1% through improved productivity and smarter spending. This has drawn criticism from education leaders, including Pepe Diacio, General Secretary of the Association of School and College Leaders, who argued that schools have already made significant cuts and cannot continue to stretch their budgets further. The government's pay increases, which are 2.8% higher than what was initially budgeted, are seen as a step towards addressing the long-standing issues of pay in the public sector, but many unions are adamant that they are still insufficient. As the situation develops, ministers will be closely monitoring union reactions and the potential for renewed strike actions across the public sector. With the backdrop of ongoing financial constraints and the need for effective public services, the government faces the challenge of balancing budgetary limitations with the need to adequately compensate those who serve the public. The announcements have reignited discussions about the value placed on public sector workers and the long-term implications of pay negotiations on the recruitment and retention of staff in both healthcare and education. As unions prepare to mobilize their members, the coming weeks may see significant developments in the ongoing struggle for fair pay in the UK's public sector. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.